Good morning students, welcome to the geography class. In the previous class, you learnt about the different type of rocks and the different ways of weathering. But today in the class, you are going to learn a new lesson, that is industry. The term industry means any productive activity in any sphere of life. It includes the people and all the activities involved in producing a particular goods or in providing a particular service. The producing particular goods includes that is the iron and steel industry, pharmaceutical industry, chemical industry and the cotton textile industries. So these are the few examples. Whereas in providing particular service includes the travel and tourism and the advertising industries. The countries such as Japan and the USA became a developed country by industrialization. Industrialization made these countries attain higher economic growth, higher national income and a higher standard of living. Let us see that which are the factors affecting the location of industries. There are mainly two factors affecting the location of industries. These factors are the geographical factors and the non-geographical factors. First of all, we will see that what are the factors coming under the geographical factors. These are the raw materials, power supply, water supply, transport, survey of market, labor and climate. So these are the factors comes under the geographical factors. I will explain this one by one. First is the raw materials. All the industries that require heavy and bulky raw materials generally are set up in the sources of raw materials so that they can avoid the cost of transportation. For example, that sugar industries are set up near to the sugar cane field, and iron and steel industries are generally set up near the sources of iron ore. So these are the two examples. And another factor that affects the location of industry is the power supply. Means power is an important factor for the growth of industries. That means cheap, abundant and the uninterrupted power supply is essential for the growth and the development of industries. Before independence, our country did not give much importance to the power plant. But after independence, our government has set up many hydropower plants in order to support the growth and the development of industries. And the third factor is that water supply. Means certain industries such as chemicals, food processing and textile industries needs water supply. So these industries are set up near to the river or to the canals. And the fourth factor affecting the location of industry is the transport. Means a well network of road and rail is essential to carry the raw materials to the factories and take the finished goods from the factory to the market. So this is an essential factor. And in some big cities in India, such as Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata, there are also ports. This port help to export finished goods to the other countries and import the raw materials as well as the machinery from other countries to our country. And another factor is that market site. Means the industry can be set up anywhere, but a market is needed. For example, that certain industries can be set up only in place where there is a market. For example, if we take the case that the woolen textile industry, has a great market in the northern part of the country. Why? Because the northern part of our country experience winter, but the southern part of the country do not experience any winter. So this type of industry can be set up only in the northern part of the country in India, because there is only the market, and the rest of the country where there is no winter, there is no market for the woolen. And another factor is that labor means every industry need both skilled as well as the unskilled labor, but industries prefer the local people. See, the next factor which influence the location of industry is the climate. For example, that the cotton textile industry are flourishing in Maharashtra because the climate of Maharashtra is very warm and humid, which is an ideal climate for the development of cotton textile industry. The reason is that the thread will not break in such a type of climate, but if the temperature is very high, the thread will break. But nowadays the cotton textile mills are situated even in dry climate because the artificially temperature can be regulated. See, next we are moving to the other non-geographical factors affecting the location of industry. There are a few non-geographical factors that I will explain one by one. The first is that capital. We need a lot of money for establishing industry. Both the government and the private entrepreneurs should have adequate fund for establishing industry. So nowadays the bank also giving loans at a low rate in order to promote industries in backward regions. And another point with regard to this is known as efficient organization and management. Means that the company should have an efficient management to run the industry and solve the problems of laborers and strike, then lockout. So an efficient management is needed for to look after the industry. So that is also another point. And finally, that we are coming to the government policy. So the government policy is also very important one. Means the government should plan where to set up the industries, and if any public has any problems such as the pollution released by the industries, they have to solve these problems. Means the government share or the government role is also an important factor in this. So with this, that the non-geographical factors is also over. Again, we are moving to the another topic here. That is the type of industries. Industries can be divided into 4 types on the basis of raw materials, the sources of raw materials, management and size. First, we are going to see that on the basis of raw materials, industries are divided into 2 categories. They are heavy industries as well as light industries. So what is heavy industries? Heavy industries need a huge capital investment. It needs a large number of skilled as well as the unskilled workers, and it also needs a very large quantities of raw materials, and its finished product is very heavy. Whereas on the other hand, light industries needs very less capital investment, and it needs a very less number of workers, and its finished product is very light. For examples are that the electronic goods and TV. Then again we are moving to the other type of industries, that is on the basis of or on the sources of raw materials. They are, the first one is that agro-based industries. Agro-based industries are those industries which mainly depending upon the agricultural for its raw materials. Examples are that sugar, cotton and jute. And the second is that mineral-based industries. Mineral-based industries mainly receives its raw materials from the mineral. Examples are that iron and steel and aluminum. And next is that animal-based industries. Animal-based industries takes its raw materials from the animals. That examples are that woolen, silk and dairy. And finally, that forest-based industries. Forest-based industries receives its raw materials from the forest. Examples are that paper, tanning and timber industries. So next we are moving to the management. So on the basis of management, again industries are divided into private sector industries, public sector industries and joint sector industries and cooperative industries. So first we will see that what is mean by the private sector industries. So these industries are owned and managed by the private individuals, and where government has no control over them. Such type of industries are known as private sector industries. Examples are that the Reliance industries, the Tata are the examples. And next is that public sector industries. Public sector industries are those industries which are owned and controlled by the government, and this is mainly for the public utility service. Examples are railway and post office. These are the examples. And another is known as joint sector industries. So these industries are jointly shared by the government and private individuals. Examples are that Oil India Limited. Next I am going to explain how industries are divided on the basis of size. So let us see the divisions. The first one is that large scale industries. Second is medium scale industries, and the third division is the small scale industries, and the fourth is cottage industries. So these are the four divisions of industries on the basis of size. The first is the large scale industries. So as you learned that the large scale industries need a huge capital investment, and it requires a large number of the workers, and it requires a large quantities of raw materials. So these are the and here the finished goods are very heavy. So these are the main features related to the large scale industry. And the medium scale industries are neither too small nor too big, but this is the medium in size. Examples are that the cycle and the radio services. These are the examples. And now we are moving to the small scale industries. These industries are very small in size. These are run by an individual, and a few number of people are employed here. Examples are that rice mill and bakery are the examples of the small scale industry. And the last is that the cottage industries. So in this industry, it is a family enterprise, and in this industries mainly the members from the family itself are working, and they are using the locally available the raw materials in this industry, and very less capital is needed, and they have a good market for their product. Examples of cottage industries are that khadi and the handicraft. So with this all the factors affecting means the division of industries on the basis of size is completed, and the today's class is over, and next week I will come with the another video. Thank you.